When I was a teenager growing up in northern Wisconsin, winter was this really scary, impossible thing to ride bikes in. I just remember these moments where I'm getting every little sliver of fresh pavement, avoiding the ice, and sometimes crashing. And it is really incredible to see all these years later that there's purpose-built product now for riding in the winter. It's actually something that people seek out. My name is David Gabriz. I'm the brand manager for 45 North. I've been with 45 North from day one. We launched the brand in August of 2011, but what really led us to this point was really the demand of fat biking that was happening in 2010. Our whole intention was comfort control delivered through hands, feet, and traction, and developing innovative proprietary technology and design all along the way to deliver that promise to our customers. And when you go back through the evolution of our product line, we really started with fat bike tires, did the first ever studded fat bike tire, and then we went into footwear with the launch of the Wolfhammer, and then gloves the following year. Our mission was to make the first ever studded fat bike tire. The hard part though was coming up with the studs and not just using the same spikes that every other tire manufacturer had been using up to that point. And then we had all these ideas for, well, how do we actually advance that little tiny thing called a spike or a stud in a tire and make it innovative and different? So the next evolution there was, well, why don't we make a concave version of that? Because these trekking poles that people would use in the winter, whether it was skiing or winter hiking, they had these carbide tips that had a concave shape. The studded tire process was really an important milestone in the brand as it was growing. So the tire is part of the equation, we had done before and we're pretty familiar with. We had the supply chain for it with the exception of the stud that we got done. But the real learning experience was, how do we make insulated footwear that is, compatible with 2-bolt clipless pedals? We started, researching what it would take to actually design and develop and manufacture the boot that we had envisioned. And the thinking there was, what really works on a lightweight but super warm technical level with footwear? And mountaineering boots were great. How do we take a mountaineering boot and make it something that is SPD compatible for cycling? Some of our really great successes early on were some awards that we won for the designs of our footwear, which was really an incredible moment for the brand. There were a lot of gear junkies early on who just loved what we were doing and were really curious to see what the next steps were with the brand, because it's this new cutting edge brand with a really bold mission. I think it's changed winter cycling in that it really has helped people overcome the obstacle of the fear of being cold, of being safe, and being comfortable on a bike. I'm most proud of the community that we've developed. All these people enjoying fat biking, kind of defying the odds of being outside on bikes in the winter, and just pulling together a community of people who every weekend we were celebrating with at these events. I think it's really changed how people can imagine their cycling experience, and that is really what I'm most proud of.